Hey there, Johnny Starr here. Welcome to the Guitar Training Academy, beginner lesson number 1. Before we get started, do me a favor and pause the video and download the 2 documents that are linked here below the video, the chord charts and the beginner lesson 1 play sheet. Thank you for pausing and thanks for coming back. Now this first lesson is very aggressive. I made it challenging because I want you to struggle a little bit, maybe even a lot. We're going to try to play some full fingered chords, but don't worry, we're going to provide easier alternatives for the full chords. We're going to do single finger chords like this. But however, I want everybody to try the full chords, but don't worry again if you struggle with it. Before we dig into our lesson, let's review a few fundamentals. Let's see how we're going to hold our pick. You want to take this first knuckle and lay your pick on your knuckle. Cover it with your thumb so that you have about 1/3 of the pick still sticking out. Then when you pluck and strum, you just want to drag the pick across the strings. If we're going to upstroke, we drag them back up. Sort of like waving a paintbrush over your strings. At the same time, flicking the water off of the back of your hand. It's nice and relaxed. With our string fingering hand, when we hold chords or notes, we want our finger to be in a position right behind a fret if we push down on a string. We want it to be firm and solid so that the string rings out clearly. If we go up a little bit too far on the fret, here we get a little bit of a rattle. So right behind the fret, firm and solid. You don't actually have to push too hard. Maybe as a beginner you will, but over time you only need to push down as hard as it takes to make it firm and solid sounding and feeling. Our hand position is also very important. To get in the proper position to be able to play well, first just relax your hand and lay your fingers, kind of flop your fingers parallel to the frets across the strings, with your thumb on the back of the neck directly across from that middle finger. When we do hold notes or play a scale, we want our fingers to be pointing down onto the fretboard, standing on their fingertips as much as possible. Let's read our chord charts. If you notice, we have a lot of things numbered here for reference. We have our fingers numbered. We have our frets numbered over here. Also have our frets numbered on the chart. The strings are numbered. And what this means for our suggested fingering notation for this C chord happens to be shown here. On a C chord like this, we're not going to play the 6th string. That is going to be muted, or we're just not going to strum it. We're going to strum from the 5th string down through the 1st string. So then on the 5th string here, this dot indicates that we want to play the note that's on the 3rd fret, 5th string, with our 3rd finger. This number 2 means we're going to use our 2nd finger on the 4th string at the 2nd fret position. And likewise with the 1st finger, we're going to play the note on the 2nd string at the 1st fret. So this 1 represents which finger you're going to use. These 2 notes are open. They're going to ring on their own without touching the string at all. Okay, we're going to learn 3 chords in this first lesson. We're going to learn a G. We're also going to learn the C. And finally the D chord. Okay, so let's actually get to trying to play something here for real. Take a look at the 3rd page of the guitar chord charts, and you'll see we have the simplified versions of the G, C, and D chords. And let's go ahead and try to play these chords. Put your 3rd finger on the 1st string at the 3rd fret and strum strings 4, 3, 2, 1. First string is closer to the floor as you stand and hold your guitar. So just strum the 4 strings while you're holding that note. These 3 notes are open. I don't care if the 5th and 6th strings ring out by accident. We don't really want them to, but if they do, no big deal for now. Do the same with the C and the D chords. Put your finger into position. First finger, 2nd string, 1st fret. Strum just the top 3 strings, and I say top again. Top is toward the floor. D chord's a little more involved with 2 fingers on the fretboard. Put your 1st finger on that 3rd string, 2nd fret. 3rd finger on the 2nd string, 3rd fret. Strum the middle 4 strings. Again, if these 1st and 6th strings do ring out, no big deal. We don't want them to, but for now, no big deal. But try to strum the middle 4 and have the D ring out. Then let's take a look at the lesson 1 play sheet and try to go through. Now, don't worry about all this complicated looking stuff for now, but just try to play in succession the G chord, then the C chord, then the D, back to the C, back to the G, jumping over to the D, and then back to the G again. So that would be play the G, then the C, then the D, then the C, G, D, G. All right, let's learn to read guitar tab. If you zoom in on the 2nd line of music on the beginner lesson 1 play sheet, you'll see that we do have the traditional G clef music staff. It's not necessary that you learn to read this. It's there for those who prefer it. But we do have guitar tabulature, which I prefer since it's a simplified, quick, and easy way to read music for guitar players. And what this represents are these horizontal lines represent our guitar strings. This is the 6th string. This is the 5th string, the 4th string, 3rd string, 2nd string, and 1st string. The numbers on each string represent which frets we're going to hold. And this is like on our chord chart. This is a G chord, the full G chord, that we hold the 3rd fret on the 6th string, the 2nd fret on the 5th string. Then we have the open note, 3rd fret, 3rd fret. Not to worry about these parentheses, they just mean we're going to strum the chord here and hold it and let it ring out for another measure. Then when we move over here to the scale run, we are going to play 1 note at a time, 3rd fret, 6th string right here. And then the open note on the 5th string, 2nd fret, 5th string, 3rd fret, 5th string. Then the open 4th string, 2nd fret, 4th string, 4th fret, 4th string, and so forth and so on. The notations on the corresponding note of the guitar tab markings. Right here, this 2 is the suggested fingering for this note that we play on the 3rd fret, 6th string. Use our 2nd finger. Then this open note is open. The next note on the 2nd fret of the 5th string, use your 1st finger, your index finger. Then the next note, we use our 2nd finger to play the 3rd fret, 5th string, and so on. All right, so let's play this, loop through a couple of times just to see how these 4 notes look on our fingerboard. All right, let's watch me play the 4-note scale run over and over and pay particular attention to how I'm fingering the notes with my left hand. And then also pay close attention to how I'm picking with my right hand. Notice every note that I pick is a downstroke. I highly recommend that you consider getting the Guitar Pro program. which plays through the guitar tab and also shows you the fretboard of what's going on. Okay, there are links to the Guitar Pro program on the website, and also I've provided my lesson files in the Guitar Pro format that you can download and play just like I have in this example. The Guitar Pro program is also great for creating your own sheet music and guitar tab. There's a huge library of great songs where the guitar parts are broken down in detail. You can slow down and speed up the rate of playback so that you can learn guitar leads or guitar parts at your own pace. I use it all the time to figure out really fast guitar solos. Okay, with everything that we've covered so far, you should be ready to try playing the entire Beginner Lesson 1 play sheet. At first, go through it very slowly. Break it down one little section at a time to figure things out. You should expect to struggle. It's normal and it's okay. We've covered about 8 to 12 weeks worth of normal guitar lessons in this one video. I want you to make it your goal to play along with me in the half-speed video, and then in the future build up to the full speed. Here's lesson 1 at half speed. Here's lesson 1 at full speed. Alright, in future lessons we'll learn some more chords from the chord chart, and we're also going to learn some real songs. So for now, go ahead and try to play some of the other chords you see in the chord chart, and even go to the internet and find some guitar tabs of some songs that you like and give them a try. Don't worry about whether or not you're playing things correctly for now. We'll make sure that we stay on track in the future lessons, so go have some fun. And please do me a favor. If you would share the GuitarTrainingAcademy.com with your friends on Facebook or with anyone you know who might like to learn to play guitar. I'd really appreciate that. I'm currently putting together a more advanced guitar course for purchase. It's not yet available. It's built around what I call the star formation method, which simplifies and compresses music theory for guitarists with the goal of understanding chords and scales in the key of a song. With a never-before-released revolutionary discovery of three-note pattern groups that make it easy to memorize all the major, minor, and mode scales, which will ultimately accelerate your ability to shred guitar leads and know what notes to play and why you're playing them, if you're into that sort of thing. So keep an eye out for a future email announcing the launch of the star formation method. And in the meantime, conquer lesson 1, and I'll notify you when I have lesson 2 ready for you. Please remember, these beginner lessons are free. My only hope is that you might develop into a potential paying student for the star formation method course. Again, I thank you for taking your valuable time to be with me in these video guitar lessons. I'm honored to be able to share some guitar with you. Until next time, enjoy lesson 1 and please spread the word about GuitarTrainingAcademy.com. Thank you very much. See you next time.